And they killed our employer, too, which was even more unfortunate.
As this is going on, I need everybody downstairs to give me a perception check, please.
Oh.
Oh, Lucas.
Hey, I'm not very perceptive.
I know how you feel on my warlock, too.
Well, the entire party is kind of focused on this. Nav, who's been sitting in the back, just gnawing away at these turkey legs, looking dead in the eyes of this guy who he doesn't even know the name of, just kind of staring at him eating. He starts to hear the sound of shouting outside. The shouts get louder and louder, and suddenly they begin to approach the outside of the building, and you hear, to arms, invaders in the fields, to arms!" And you watch as the wonderful bard quickly makes his way back into the inn, slamming through the door. As he does, it kind of echoes and reverberates through the chambers, and you watch as Miros and Noxine and the individual that you don't know the name of quickly stand up as he charges through, out of breath as he does, and watches everybody kind of gathers around over here, quickly coming over to see what's going on. As they do, they approach. Miros kind of walks up and says, "Oren, slow down and tell us what you saw." And he's kind of panting and just like doubled over, his hands on his knees, and he says, "I was walking through town square and nothing out of the ordinary, just speaking with the pretty ladies and playing my lute, and it's when I saw bugbears and goblins, and I watched an ogre crush the skull of one of the farmers by his bare hands."
Oren, you must be mistaken, she calls from down here. The goblins and the bugbear have been here the whole time.
Yeah, I'm right here.
As you say that, Miro stops and looks and says, "It is awful coincidental that the night we allow goblins and bugbears into our town were attacked by them."
She gives a very dramatic gasp and looks at Selja. "Were you here to distract us?"
As you say that, and you watch as Noxine kind of walks up and places her hand on Miros' shoulder and says, Now, Miros, let's not be hasty. We've had our eyes on them the entire night. What chance would they have had to sneak out of our walls and get anybody else within them?"
That's true. Maxine does speak a good point. I'm sorry I doubted you.
That's some real flip-flop in there, Elf.
As she says this, Miros kind of stops and lowers his head for a second and says, Perhaps you're right. And he looks around, and the individual who you guys have not learned his name of quickly speaks up and says, "Very well, Oren, what else do you know? What can you tell us? Where is this going on?" And Oren, now kind of catching his breath, quickly stands upright and looks and says, "It's the town square. There are at least dozens of them. I don't know much more than that, but it's terrifying, and to be honest, I'm not sure that I really want to go back there." And as he says this, the other individual is like, "There's no time for that. The town is in danger, and we must stop them. Let's go." And you watch as he kind of motions for everybody, and the other patrons of the inn are like, "No, we want no part of this." And he looks around, and he looks over at Miros and Noxine and Oren, and is like, "Well, then I'm going. I don't care if nobody else goes. I will go."
Hearing that, Nav's gonna run up to him and say, "Come on, we'll go protect your turkeys."
I think we should probably go help, if only to make sure that our names aren't dragged
Turkeys.
down.
You can talk to them, right? Talk sense into them. Maybe they're not here to hurt anyone.
As Kilane says that, Twinkle kind of raised a hand and shakes it back and forth. Goblins aren't the most receptive to talk, unfortunately. But we'll give it a good shot. I don't want to attack the town. I'm here right now.
You're a god. They have to listen to you.
Not everybody listens to gods.
A god.
With that, she'll draw her sword. Well, if they won't listen to a god, maybe they'll listen to good steel.
Nav, go get Karsnook.
Nav's just
he's
gonna
the one you
yell at the
wanted to-
top of his lungs for Karsnook.
Karsnook. Actually, give me a
Advantage.
performance check. Nav, give me a performance check. Let's see if you. Yeah, you yell loud enough. Karsnook up at the top of this. From the top of the stairs, you hear Nav quickly shouting and trying to get your attention to come back down.
I'll groggily come back downstairs because I was probably trying to get ready to sleep.
Do you have my 10 gold?
No.
Okay, well then come on, you're gonna earn it.
The town's under attack. We need to help it.
Do we get money?
No, you're gonna earn the 10 gold you owe me. You and me and the turkey shepherd are gonna protect his turkey.
And then, but he'll. Oh, fine.
With that, we'll move back to the map.
Oh, the dwarf is joining us. Hi, Mr. Dwarf.
So as you make your way outside, and I need to move that. Hold on. Okay, so you make your way outside. Miros and the party, kind of quickly leading the way around, lead you over to the cross in the road, and then turn south. And as you're kind of making your way out, you notice that you're running past all of the citizens who are heading the opposite way of you. As you turn and head south, you can make out what appears to be a large pack of beasts, several goblins, bugbears, and a couple of ogres, which have appeared to make up the majority of the beings in the town square.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, boy.
As you are traveling towards the town square and you make your way around, quickly bump into Xiling, the woman who you had previously ran into when you first approached into the village. She looks up, bumping into Miro specifically. She wasn't quite paying attention. She looks up and Miro says, "Miss Ling, where are you going?" And Zai kind of looks at him and says, "That god's damned worthless, fat, half-orc son of a bitch. He's responsible for this. The abbot and I have been telling him since the last attack that the wall at the south needs repaired, and he has done nothing to solve this." And she kind of just frantically begins to run by, and Miros grabs onto her and holds the back of her shirt and says, "Z, there's no time. If the town's alarms haven't been sounded, that means that they haven't heard Orin's calls, and that means that the guards aren't prepared for this. Is there any way you can maybe make it to the abbey and ring the service bell?" And she says, "Well, I don't know. There's so many of them. I don't know if I can sneak past. I would need help. I would need a distraction of some sort."
Funny you
We could be
should
a
ask for
distraction.
that.
I think we could do that.
She nods to Selja as they both chime in.
We're really good at being a distraction.
Can be distractions.
F.
Unless you
All
want
right.
help getting to the bell tower.
So yeah, she kind of nods and says, "That's kind of the plan. If we can make it past town square, I can make it down to the abbey, and then when I get to the abbey, I can climb the bell tower and I can ring the bell and hopefully let the alarm out so that the guards will help us."
That crinkle nods.
That sounds like a great idea.
Okay, we'll take care of it for you. Follow us.
Did you not get enough to drink? I've heard that dwarves get really grumpy when they don't drink enough.
He's always
I
grumpy.
say he's always like that.
Nice sleep.
Okay, so you continue to quickly rush towards town square.
Ooh, new map.
New map.
Oh,
Ouch.
people are already dead.
As you quickly approach, you survey the scene, noting several dead bodies of farmers and villagers scattered about, now lifeless at the hands of the pack. To the southwest, the awakened tree Lephalus stands protecting and very protectively in front of scores of frightened children, which often remain in the grove at nighttime, listening to his stories. Lephalus moves forward, taking a defensive stance as the pack all quickly turn and look in the direction of the awakened tree. The bugbear to the north turns around and shouts, "You two, get the moonbiters. Rest, you scum. Take the young ones. Easy to carry, easy to kill. Tender meat is the tender is the flesh for Gur."
Oh no, he's talking about the turkeys. We have to stop them.
No, not the turkeys, the children.
Talking about the turkeys.
Oh, well, never mind.
And with that, we're actually going to end our session here.
No.
No, so ridiculous stuff.
That is such a cock tease. Run late. God damn it.
Yeah.
This is going to take a lot more than a half hour.
I don't know. Miracle does have Fireball now.
I do have
He does have Fireball
Like
now.
half of these.
I think that was a challenge.
No, and then it's been